Welcome, 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 welcome to day 2 of our CSEC Math Review Marathon. This evening we'll be looking at factorization. Okay, so I see that one person is here. You can go ahead and share this live. Let your other classmates or let anyone who you know who is writing the CSEC Math exam this year. Hi. Okay, I see you in the chat. Hi. Welcome. Happy to be here. I'm super excited to be here this evening. Tonight we're going to be looking at factorization. Okay, so go ahead and share this link with or this live with anyone who you know is writing the CSEC Math exam. It could be an adult learner. It could be someone who is attending school with you. It could be someone from any other country in the Caribbean who is writing the CSEC Math exam this year. Go ahead and share this live with them. Let them know that we are here. We are about to play and have fun and learn while we have fun. For those of you who are here for the first time and do not know me, my name is Miss Kishara George, aka the Math Master. I am the CEO and founder of an online learning institution called Jumpstart Institute. Learn anytime, anywhere at your own pace. Our mission at Jumpstart Institute is to increase academic performance or improve academic performance rather, and to empower students through technology. So we use technology to engage students, to motivate students, and to help them improve their math skills. Okay, so if you can hear me, I'm here chatting away. I'm not even sure if you all can hear me. If you can hear me, type a J in the chat. J for Jumpstart Institute. So I know that you can hear me, that you can see the screen at the back of me, and we are all set for us to begin our game this evening. Okay, Kaya Chicken Backs. I know that's not your actual name. Ezeline John Baptiste, welcome. Okay, so let your classmates know that we are here. Don't keep all the fun to yourself. Okay, let them know that we are here. Ruth, hi Ruth. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so for those of you all who do not know, but we do have available at Jumpstart Institute, we do have available digital study guide. It's like a workbook, but much more effective than the hard copy book, because with this digital study guide, well, for CSEC mathematics particularly, you have animated videos explaining all the key concepts that you need to know for you to crush the math exam this year. Okay, we will be adding practice questions, not practice questions, but quizzes rather, to the digital study guide by this evening. Okay, but already, what is already on the videos, you have sample questions in there that you can actually practice with clear and concise explanation. And where can you get this? This is available on our website at www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Once you get onto the website, you scroll down and you go to CSEC Math. Once you unlock the success, because that's what you'll be doing, once you unlock the success, then you get access to all of our animated videos. And as I said, by this evening, we will be adding practice questions after each video, and the practice questions will automatically be corrected online as you complete the questions. Okay, so again, you'll have access to all the key areas: vectors and matrices, trigonometry, relation functions and graph, algebra, all the key concepts that you need to know. It's animated, clear and concise explanation. Okay, so let's see here. Let's begin our game. Okay, so let's go to www.kahoots.it. Once you click on the link, I am going to begin the game and I am going to give you the game link. So as I said, this evening we are looking at factorization. So all of the questions on this game, we have 10 questions, and all the questions are based on factorization. Okay, where we have to factorize an algebraic expression. Okay, so the game is loading. Let's see here. So once you go to www.kahoot.it, I want you to enter the game link 3435516. 3435516. You enter this code and you put in your name, or a nickname if you like. You don't have to put your actual name. Okay, I'm going to type that link in the chat if you all can't see clearly. Okay, so I see a few persons are already signed on. So it's 3435516. Okay, it's 3435516. You go to www.kahoot.it. I am typing that in the chat for persons who did not see the first time, and the code is 3435516. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so Ruth, I see you are on. Nathan, I see you are on. KK, Riri, MJ. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I'll just give you all a few seconds for the others to join the game. Those who have not joined us yet, please go to the chat area so that you can see the number for the game. It's 3435516. Okay, so I have 5 persons on here. Let me see how many persons are on the chat. I have 13 persons. Okay, I have 13 persons on here, so 9. Okay, so let's begin. We're going to begin the game right now. So good luck to everyone. Remember, you all are all winners. So for this expression, for you to factorize, you have to put the highest common factor outside the brackets. Place the highest common factor of the number, as well as the highest common factor of the common variables to both terms outside the brackets. And then you place what's left inside the brackets. Okay, so let's see here. So how many persons? 3 persons got this correct. So again, just to let you all know that every question that I explain, the following question is very similar. So once you pay attention, you're going to have the opportunity to put what I just explained into practice. Okay, so the next question will be very similar to this one. So here we had 6y squared minus 18xy, and you're asked to factorize. So looking at this expression, we're going to place the highest common factor outside the brackets. So looking at our numbers, 6 and 18, the highest common factor would be 6. So we place the 6 outside. Then looking at our letters, our variables, we only want to place the variables that are common to both terms. So as you can see, the x is only in the second term, so we are not going to put the x on the outside. So y squared and y, what's the highest common factor? We always choose the variable with the lowest power to place on the outside. So we place the y on the outside. Then you ask yourself, 6y times what would give you the 6y squared that we originally had? And that would be y. Minus, you ask yourself, 6y times what would give you 18xy. 6 times 3 would be 18, and we are missing our x. So therefore, 6y squared minus 18xy factorized would be 6y outside of y minus 3x. Okay, so let's get back to the game. The next question is very similar. So you place your highest common factor on the outside. Okay, so I see that KK and Nathan and John is here at the top. Excellent. So go ahead and factorize this expression again. You're using the highest common factor. You have enough time. You have ample time for you to answer the question. So you want to ensure that you put your highest common factor on the outside for the numbers as well as the variables. You should only have the variable that is common to both sides on the outside of both terms rather, outside of the brackets. Okay, so excellent. So most persons got this correct. So let's see here. So we had 12n squared plus 4mn for us to factorize. Could somebody in the chat, could you tell me what's the highest common factor between 12 and 4? What should I put on the outside? What's the highest common factor between 12 and 4? This is what I should be putting on the outside. I need your help here to factorize this. Place your answer in the chat. I need some help. I can't remember. Okay, 4. The highest common factor between 12 and 4 would be 4. Now, we cannot place the m on the outside because it is not common to both terms. So we cannot place it on the outside. Now, n squared and n, we always choose the term with the lowest power for us as our highest common factor. It's kind of like the opposite. Highest common factor, lowest power. So we place the n on the outside. Very good, Kaya and Paulette. Excellent, and the others. Okay, so then 4n times what would give us 12n squared. So 4 times 3 would give us 12. And n times n would give us n squared. Now we want to get back our 4mn. 4n times what would give us 4mn. All we are missing is our m. So therefore, the expression factorized would be 4n outside of 3n plus m. That's correct, Paulette. Excellent. Okay, so now the next question, again, you are asked to factorize, but you will notice that the expression looks a little different. little hint, this expression is written as a difference of two squares. So you would have to know how we factorize an expression which is written as a difference of two squares. Okay, excellent. So 3 persons got this correct. So let's look here. So once you are given the expression and you notice, okay, you have two terms and you're asked to factorize, you need to look closely. Because if your expression is written like this, where you have the first term being raised to the power of 2 and the second term raised to the power of 2, then we factorize like this, where we take the base of the first term minus the base of the second term, close bracket, open bracket, the base of the first term plus the base of the second term. So let's look at the expression that we had. We had x squared minus 36. Now you notice that 36, we have it as a whole number, but 36 is a square number. Could somebody tell me what number do we multiply by itself for us to get 36? What number do we multiply by itself to get 36? What times what would give us 36? There's a number that when we multiply this number by itself, we will get 36. Or in other words, what's the square root of 36? Excellent. 6. Paulette. Elisha. Okay, excellent. Chicken Backs. I know that's not your name, but that's what I'm seeing. Riri. Excellent. So this is why it's very important for you to learn your square numbers. Yes, you will have your calculator for the paper 2. But even for the paper 1, where you don't have your calculator, and you want to be moving fast during the exam. So you want to learn your square numbers. 1 times 1, that's 1. 2 squared, 4. 9. You want to learn as far as 20 squared, which is 400. 12 times 12, 144. You want to be able to recognize your square numbers. But if you're not sure if it's a square number, you simply find the square root of that number. So x squared minus 36, you want to rewrite it for it to look like this. So rewriting, I would say x squared minus 6 to the power of 2. Okay, so now that I have it written as a difference of two squares, clearly, okay, then you simply take the base of the first term, which is x, and we write x minus the base of the second term, which is 6, close bracket, x plus 6. Okay, and this is how we factorize as a difference of two squares. So just to remind you all, 1 is a square number because 1 times 1 is 1. 4 is a square number because 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so remember that. Okay, let's go to the next question. The next question will be similar to this one. Okay, for those of you all just joining, you go to www. I'm going to type it in the chat, www.kahoots.it, and the game code is 3435516. So you can join in right now. Just type in the link and enter the code, and you enter your name. You could enter your nickname. That's okay. Okay, so we're going to go to the next question. It's very similar to this one. So I'm already telling you that it is going to be in the form of a difference of two squares. Okay, so you have to look at the question carefully on the day of the exam. Okay, you have 4 seconds left. Okay, so majority of you all did get this one correct. Okay, so again, 4m squared minus 1, it is written as a difference of two squares. Why? Because if you look closely, you will notice that 4 is a square number and 1 is also a square number. Rewriting the expression to look like this, you would write 2 squared, so the 4 changes to 2 squared. M is already raised to the power of 2 minus 1 squared. 1 times 1 is 1, so it's okay to say 1 squared is equal to 1. So factorizing, we take the base of the first term, so that is 2m plus the base of the second term, that will be 1, close bracket, 2m, let me minimize this a bit, 2m minus 1. It doesn't matter which one you place first, whether it is the addition or the subtraction, because what's going on here is multiplication, and multiplication is commutative. It doesn't matter the order. Okay, so a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b, a plus b, when we are factorizing. Okay, you all are doing great. So I see KK at the top, Nathan, John, Jay, Riri, and another Nathan is climbing to the top here. Okay, so let's get to the next question. The expression is going to look a bit different, but again, we are factorizing. In this case, we have 4 terms. Here we should be factorizing by grouping. Factorize the first 2 terms, then factorize the next 2 terms, and then you factorize again. You have enough time, don't worry, you have a few more seconds left. Okay, so let's see here. 4 persons got this correct. So here what we are doing is we are factorizing by grouping. Okay, we are going to factorize the first 2 terms by placing the highest common factor outside. So let's see here. So we have 2 and we have 3. So the highest common factor would be 1. We're not going to place 1 on the outside. So we have a common to the first 2 terms is what we are looking at. Just the first 2 terms. So we are going to place the a on the outside because this is what's common to both terms. We do not place the x and the y on the outside. So what's left on the inside? A times 2x would give me 2ax. Okay, plus 3y would give me 3ay, close brackets. Okay, now based on my experience, whatever goes in this bracket here, just rewrite it here. It's always going to work out once you factorize the first time correctly. If it doesn't work out, go back and check how you factorize the first 2 terms. Then you ask yourself, what times 2x would give you negative 2bx? And that would be negative b. And you will notice that that negative b, it also works for the 3y as well, because negative b times 3y will give you your negative 3by. Okay, now factorizing again, because we have 2x plus 3y common to both sides. Okay, so we are going to factorize the 2x plus 3y outside. And what do we have left? We have left a minus b, the minus b right here. Okay, so in this case here we have 4 terms. We had to factorize the first 2 terms and factorize the next 2 terms. Okay, so the next question is going to be very similar to this one. Okay, so again, we're going to have to factorize by grouping. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so I see KK, Nathan, John, Jay, Riri, and KK has the highest answer streak of 5. Okay, excellent. Factorize the following expression completely. Okay, so you do have enough time for you to factorize this. I gave you enough time. Factorize the first 2 terms. Put the highest common factor on the outside. Okay. Remember, only the common letters go on the outside. If it's not common to both terms, it should not be outside the brackets. Okay, excellent. So again, majority of you all got this correct. So let me just give a quick explanation here. So we place the highest common factor on the outside. Again, we are looking at just the first 2 terms. So we see that 2 is common to both terms. So we place that on the outside. The letter H is in both terms. So we also place that on the outside. Then you ask yourself, 2H times what would give you 2MH? What we are missing is M minus 2H times what would give you 2NH, and that would be N. Because I have M minus N in brackets here, that's just a quick trick here. Just go back and write exactly the same thing in the brackets here. It is supposed to work out. If it doesn't work out, you did something wrong at the beginning. So what times M would give me negative 3MK? And that would be negative 3K. And you will notice that negative 3K times negative N over here will give you positive 3NK. Okay? But we do not stop here. We have to factorize again. Because if you look closely, you'll notice that we have M minus N and M minus N on both sides. So we are going to factorize M minus N by placing it outside the brackets. Once we have placed that outside the brackets, what do we have left inside the brackets? We have 2H and we have minus 3K. And here we have factorized the expression completely. Is it 3H or 2H? 2H. Okay, so this is how we factorize by grouping. Okay, so the next question will be a different expression. So KK, Nathan, Queenie. I see Queenie is on the board now. Excellent. Okay, next question. Factorize the expression completely. A little hint, this expression is a perfect trinomial. It is written as a perfect square. It can be factorized as a perfect square. Okay, so let's see here. So I see that 3 persons got this correct. So again, for you to recognize if the expression is written as a perfect trinomial, it will have 3 terms. Okay, the first term must be raised to the power of 2. Plus or minus, you have to look at the last term. In this case, it was 9. This number as well should be raised to the power of 2. And the middle term should be 2 multiplied by the base of the first term times the base of the last term. So let's see here. So our expression was x squared plus 6x plus 9. So let's see if this trinomial here is written as a perfect trinomial. Okay, so yes, the first term is raised to the power of 2x squared. My question to you all is this number 9 here. When we get the square root of 9, what do we get? What's the square root of 9? Is 9 a square number? What's the square root of 9? Could somebody type in the chat? What's the square root of 9? Okay, so that's 3. Okay, so this means that the base of the first term is x, the base of the last term is 3, and the middle term, if you look closely, you'll notice that the middle term is x multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2. 2 times 3 would give us 6, and 6 times x would give us 6x, which is our middle term. So once you have recognized that the expression is written as a perfect trinomial, you simply take the base of the first term, which in this case here would be x, plus the base of the last term, which in this case would be 3, close bracket, raised to the power of 2. Okay, so again, you would have to be able to recognize that the expression can be factorized as a perfect square. Okay, so the next expression, I'm already letting you all know that it is and it can be factorized as a perfect square. How do you factorize? You take the base of the first term plus or minus the base of the constant, the last term, and then you raise that to the power of 2. Okay, so let's go to the... Okay, so I see Queenie is coming to the top and Young In is already climbing, and John, excellent. So this expression is and can be factorized as a perfect square. Okay, excellent. So everybody who attempted got this question correct. So again, don't just assume that the expression can be factorized as a perfect square. You have to check, okay? So 25 is a square number. What's the square root of 25? Could somebody type for me what's the square root of 25 in the chat, please? What is the square root of 25? Okay, and again, you have to be able to recognize your square numbers. Yes, you will have your calculator, but remember for paper 1, you will not. Okay, so the square root of 25 is 5. Okay, so then the first term is raised to the power of 2. So to factorize, you simply say x, the base of the first term, plus 5, because 5 is the square root of 25, and you raise that to the power of 2. And here you have just factorized. And the only reason why I could have done that is because the middle term here, 10x, is equal to 2 times 5, which is 10, times x, which is 10x. Okay, so with just one step, you factorized. Okay, so we are going on to the last two questions. So these questions are a bit different again, but again, we are factorizing. So in this case, we do have three terms, but we cannot factorize as a perfect square because 2 is not a square number. 2 is not a square number, so we can't get the square root of 2 to get a whole number as the answer. So we can't factorize as a perfect square. Okay, so we'd have to use another method for us to factorize. Okay, you do have enough time for you to factorize once you know the method. Okay, and I'll explain after. Okay, so let's see here. So 3 persons got this correct. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to explain this, okay, as slow as possible. I'm going to take my time. Okay, so for this expression here, as I said, it is not as a perfect square because 2 is not a square number. So what do we do? Okay, well, I call this method the AC method. Your teacher may call it a different way. Sometimes your teacher may skip a few steps, but I like to go through all the steps to make sure that you understand. Okay, so what you do is you take the coefficient of the first term here, 2, you multiply it to the constant. So 2 times -2, this gives you -4. Okay, you take the first term, you multiply it to the constant, you get -4. Then you ask yourself, what 2 numbers, when I multiply, will give me -4, which is this here, but these same 2 numbers, when I add them, I am going to get the middle term here, which is -3. These 2 numbers would be 1 and -4. Okay, 1 times -4 will give me -4, but 1 plus -4 will give me -3, which is my middle term. Once you have identified these 2 numbers, what you are going to do is you are going to replace the middle term with these 2 numbers. So rewriting, I say 2t squared. I write back my first term. Let me make this smaller. And I am going to, in the place of -3t, I am going to use 1 and -4. So I am going to write plus 1t minus 4t. So what I did was I just replaced -3t with 1 and -4. And then I write back my -2. Now if you look carefully, how many terms do we have here? We have 4 terms. So now we are going to factorize by grouping like we did for the previous questions. So we are going to factorize the first 2 terms by placing the highest common factor on the outside. Okay, we do not place 1 on the outside because we don't, anytime 1 is the highest common factor, you don't place it on the outside. So the highest common factor of t squared and t, that would be t. So what's left in the brackets? You ask yourself, t times what would give you 2t squared, and that would be 2t, plus t times what would give you t, which is this term here, and that would be 1. Rewriting what's in the brackets again, you say 2t plus 1. Then you ask yourself, what do I multiply to 2t for me to get negative 4t? And that would be negative 2. Factorizing again, because 2t plus 1 is common to both sides of the expression, we factorize again by saying 2t plus 1, open brackets, what do we have left? We have left t, and we have left negative 2, so we place this inside the brackets. If this is the first time that you are seeing this method, okay, I know it's a lot for you to digest one time. Again, we do have the explanations available on our digital study guides at www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Okay, so let's get back to the game, and the next question is very similar to this one. This is the final question. So I see KK, Nathan, Queenie, Ruth, Youngin, and KK has the highest answer streak so far of 9. That's excellent, KK, excellent. Okay, so we're on to the final question. Again, we are factorizing the same way. Let me tell you all, this is not written as a perfect square. 4 is a square number, but x times 2 gives you 2x, okay? And then when you multiply that by 2, you get 4x, not 5x. So this is not a perfect trinomial. You cannot factorize this as a perfect square. So you have to use the method which I just showed you previously. Okay, so excellent, excellent, excellent. 4 persons got this correct. Okay, so again, persons, these, what we just looked at, all of the different expressions that we looked at, I actually touched based on all of the different methods that you would need in order for you to factorize. You can factorize using the highest common factor. You could factorize as a difference of 2 squares. You could factorize as a perfect square. You could factorize by grouping. Okay, and you could factorize the quadratic expression. Now, for the CSEC exam, they are not going to tell you which method for you to use. So you have to familiarize yourself with the different types of expression, and you have to know when you use which method. Okay, so again, we do have available on our website our digital study guide, which breaks down all of the different concepts with examples. If you want that, that is available to you. Okay, so again, we are all winners. I am going to go on to see who are the top players on this game. So at number 3, we have Queenie. Congratulations, Queenie. I know you have been here for a few weeks. And Nathan is at number 2. And I think we're at number 1. We would have KK, okay? And at number 4 and 5, we have Ruth and we have Jay. Okay, so congratulations to the 5 persons here. Okay, and also congratulations to the rest of you all for showing up, for being here today. It shows that you are interested in your learning and you are interested in improving your math skills. Okay, we will be coming live again. Okay, we will be live again on the 10th and on the 16th. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you all the link to this game. Just give me a few seconds here. Let me get the link for this game for you all. Okay, let's see here. Just give me a few seconds and I'm going to send it in the chat so that you all can practice, that you all can go ahead and practice this game. I'm not going to put the timer to it. I am not going to put the timer on it so that you can play at your own pace. Okay, so I'm typing this in the chat here. You would have to copy this link. You would have to copy this link and place it in the web browser, and then you can go ahead and play it on your own. Feel free to share it with any of your friends. There is no fee for this. Okay, feel free to share this link with any of your friends, okay, so that they can practice factorization. Okay, so continue to practice. Again, as I said, the digital study guide, it is available on our website at www.jumpstartinstitute.com. Okay, right here. Okay, so once you sign on to this, you will get access to the digital study guide, CSEC Math. You will get 3-month access for $39.99. Okay, and again, it goes through all the key concepts that you need to know for you to pass the exam, with a video explanation going through all the key concepts that you would need to know. Okay, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Subscribe so that you can get notification when we go on. Okay, so we have come to the end of our day two of our CSEC Math Marathon Review Marathon. I hope to see you all on the 10th, okay, on the 10th as well as on the 16th, the day before the exam. Okay, so I'll see you all, and please subscribe if you haven't as yet. I will see you all. Bye. Bye, everyone. You are welcome. Good night, Journey. And also, don't feel discouraged. Don't feel discouraged if you aren't able to answer some of the questions. Okay, do not feel discouraged. Practice is what's going to help you for you to excel on this exam, the upcoming exam. Know the concepts, but then you have to practice in order for you to remember the steps, okay, for you to excel on the upcoming exam. Okay, do not give up. Continue to work hard. Continue to practice, and do not be discouraged even if you make a mistake. We all make mistakes. Okay, so I'll see you all next week and practice on this Kahoot game. You can always liaise with your teacher, or you can always feel free to send me a message if you have a quick question once I am available. You can send me a message at 1264-581-9957. Send a quick message, and once I'm available, I can always just respond to you quickly. That's okay. All right, so I'll see you all. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I'll see you all next week, God's willing. Bye.